So I decided to come record what is going on with these little ducks. Once upon a time, there was a lady who loved animals and decides to bring home random animals all the time. That would be me. Anyway, so one came home. They're all filthy, all 5 of them. We drove from Rexburg to Nampa with ducks in our back seat. I'm surprised Oliver still loves me. Anyway, we come home, wash them up, and the one that's laying down that you can't see the face, that's Poinsettia, she had a zip tie around her leg. The zip tie went all the way to the bone almost, and so of course I'm paranoid, so I'm like, get it off. So Oliver's so sweet. We try everything, and she's in so much pain, and then Belle says a little prayer, and she remembers the surgical scissors in our car, so he cut it off with the surgical scissors. Thank you, Belle. And Oliver. Anyway, she was doing great. Her foot was all black with it was horrible. Anyway, a couple days later, she was looking great. But then all of a sudden, Grace, our friend that was over here, went out to help put the ducks in their coop for the night. And her ankle was completely snapped in half. So after a while, sterilizing everything, another prayer, we had to cut poor Poinsettia's foot off. It was horrible. Look at her, though. I couldn't believe it. And I think another miracle, even though this sounds silly, is Paige had a sty in her eye. So we had antibiotics, and luckily Oliver's a doctor, so he was able to convert, or whatever it's called, wherever, to how much the duck needed for antibiotics. So she totally drank the antibiotic and all the infection because she had a horrible, her whole beak and foot was a flame of fire. Like, it was so hot. Anyway, so we got that cut and we had to cauterize it. Oh my goodness. So I was holding the duck and Oliver did everything, and then I wrapped it and we took care of it. Anyway, she, yes, slept in the room, in the closet, but she's totally okay. And I let her down for a walk and she totally walks with her little stump. So it's Poinsettia, the one-footed duck. Look at her stretching. And then we're going to tell another story about Ranuncula, the other duck that's facing us. FYI, little ducklings do not swim very well. Did I know this? Apparently not. So she's swimming. I can see all their heads. I'm cleaning out the chicken coop. Then all of a sudden, Paige goes over and she's like, Ranuncula, what are you doing? She is like head under the water, not even alive. I'm not kidding, not alive. So, of course, she rushes her over to me and she's limp and her little wings are stretched out like frozen. I don't even know how that happened, but her whole body was just as stiff as a board and her eyes were just glazed over, just staring at me. Anyway, I didn't know what to do. And honestly, my husband would have thought I was crazy at the moment, but guess what I did? Yep. Yes, I did. I did it. I did CPR mouth to mouth to a duck. So they all prayed, said, help mom know what to do, help mom know what to do. And all of a sudden I found this spot that every time I pushed on it, she would make this kind of whoo, whoo sound. So I did it, CPR, and then I opened that little duck's mouth and I gave it mouth to mouth. Anyway, here she is. She made it. How? I honestly think it's prayer, because I don't know how. So now they're in the recovery zone. Put a little tub and branches all around it. And they're just going to heal in there for a while together. You know, this is going to sound funny, but if I was a My Little Pony, you know how they get those cutie marks? I would probably have a duck and a chicken or something. I think I found what I love to do, which cracks me up. But anyway, here's a miracle for your Sunday.